Greetings, my fellow freedom blood solving thinkers. Thank you for tuning in to LL3 Podcast. My name is Craig, transmitting from the beautiful realms of planet Earth. And today's date is Friday, October 8th, 2021. Yes, I do another show. Raining where I'm at. It's all well and good. Yeah, so, just browsing around on a few sites to see what a couple things that's caught my eye. And I know some people may get offended by it, but who the hell cares? And of course, you got know-it-alls from the idiot box. Believe they know best, but their drama queen rhetoric as usual. Nothing new under the sun, correct? Absolutely. And it's funny because some of these shows are still on the air. I'm like, who watches garbage? Oh my goodness. Yep, so I don't get mad, I just start laughing because it's great inspiration. You know, of course, the polarization, blame on social media and all that. It's funny about these big tech sites and people still use their crappy search engines and use their sites, put their whole entire life on there and create a diary and believe they're all geniuses, one way or the other. Please, just gotta relax. Here's the thing, folks, they need us more we need them. I know I repeated this so many times, but others are not comprehending. It's just they have this obtuse nature, I would say, or fetish. I don't know. But the truth of the matter is, still gonna be ready. Things might be happening. It looks like they did a compromise on a temporary debt ceiling. Temporary. That means indefinitely, right? Good grief. Please, government, raise that debt ceiling. We will sell our souls to the Federal Reserve and the Bank of England. Hallelujah, all right? Oh, I know that. Just and of course, what else is new, right? I'm just having too much fun right now. Relaxing. It was cute. It's funny. I was like, going through like job searches and so forth. And there's one, I won't say the company's name, but they need a delivery driver, and they say, due to applicable law, our employees have to be fully vaccinated for COVID-19, so they can hire you. What the hell? I've seen that a few sites. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. Yep, vaccines waiting to happen. Plop, boom, psh, Lord forbid, right? Oh man. So, well, that's how it goes. If they go chapter 13, so be it. Or chapter 11, they go bankrupt, so be it. Putting their lives on the line in the name of safety, security. Get that free shot. We don't know exactly what's going on. I haven't grown any tails yet, or have a double head. But I'm going to talk about that as well. I think it's, I would say, episode 1403, and it'll be entitled Florida Education Board's Defunds Districts, and Joe Bear urges shots for blacks. Experiments on whites are now done. So Joe Bear urges shots for blacks. She's like Bette Midler, one of these Bette Midler clones. And what man finds her attractive? I'm trying to figure that one out. So enough of that. Me digressing. I want to hit this one here from the lifesitenews.com, which they're being harassed, banned, barred on certain sites. Censorship's way to go. Technocracy lives. So without further ado, as it reads here, Florida Education Board defunds districts that violated Governor DeSantis' mask policy. 8 school districts were stripped of funding after the Florida Board of Education voted Thursday to penalize those that violate Florida law by mandating masks for children. It is written by Ashley Sadler, right? Sadler? Yeah, Sadler. Came out today. As it reads here, Florida school districts mandating masks for kids in violation of Republican Governor Ron DeSantis' ban has been issued financial penalties after unanimous Board of Education vote to greenlight the strategy Thursday. The move is the latest salvo in an ongoing legal battle with President Joe Biden over rights of citizens to make their own health choices, as well as the state's Florida's authority to make and enforce its own rules without federal interference. Of course, Josh Kaplan said that they made a statement on the Washington Post, tweeted from Washington Post. At this October 7th meeting, the Florida Board of Education, or BOE, unanimously agreed to impose financial penalties for school districts mandating students wear a mask to allegedly stem the spread of COVID-19, taking up Education Commissioner Richard Corcoran's recommendation to impose the penalties as an enforcement measure. The financial penalties stripping state funding from defined districts will be used to ensure schools comply with an executive order signed by Governor DeSantis in July, prohibiting school administrators from forcing children to mask up against their parents' wishes. Many parents have demanded their children not be forced to wear a mask, not to attend in-person school, citing data indicating that children are not at high risk from COVID-19, did not significantly spread the virus, and may face psychological and physical damage from prolonged mask wearing. It's interesting because there is actually some information on that from researchers, some scientific researchers talked about this. And folks, you should really just check this out. After facing legal action from proponents of mandating masking, Florida's ban on school mask mandates was upheld by a federal judge on September 15th, with the court standing firm by rejecting an appeal to reconsider on September 30th. 8 school districts in the state have now had state funds withheld for their illegal mandates, while the names of 3 districts were removed from Thursday's agenda when they shelved their mandates ahead of the BOE's vote, the Atlanta Journal-Constitution reported. The board also moved to block the Biden administration from supplying federal taxpayer dollars to replace the funds withheld by the state. According to Corcoran, the federal government's interference with Florida's law is one of the most egregious violations of the 10th Amendment to the U.S. Constitution and Florida's sovereignty in our lifetimes. As previously reported by LifeSite, the Biden administration announced last month that it would step in to prevent enforcement of Florida's ban on mask mandates, saying it will provide federal funds to cash flow school districts stripped of state funding. Can we say Abraham Lincoln revised? Good grief. Reincarnated? Now the Florida BOE has authorized the state to match the federal grants by withholding an equal amount of those funds to provide by the federal government, eliminating the power of the federal government to reward schools for bucking the mask mandate ban. The BOE's decision will immediately impact 2 school districts that defy the ban and receive federal money through the Biden administration's Supporting America's Families and Educators grants, which is SAFE grants. Anchoring for that. The grants restored 100% of the paychecks for school workers who had their salaries frozen for failing to abide by Florida law. According to the Atlanta Journal-Constitution's report, as a result of the BOE vote, the state was authorized to withhold an amount equal to the federal grants that 2 districts, Broward and Alachua, received to maintain their mask policies. It's funny because I just hold back right there for a moment. These people claim they support civil rights. 2 of those counties, by the way, have a resolution to affirming civil rights to all residents of those particular counties. That's mainly the Patriot Act and so forth. But if you read it in its entirety, they will honor the U.S. and Florida constitutions. Okay? So, right now they're contradicting themselves. When you think about it. All right? They're just flip-flopping. What's convenient for me, not for thee. All right? So, that's how these Dinkleberries think. Broward, which received a $421,000 grant from the Biden administration after refusing to leave masking up to families, has already been hit with a $70,000 penalty. The district is likely to lose another $456,000, equal to the amount of its federal grant, as well as 1 month's salary for the defined school board members. Of course, see? Follow the money, right? Meanwhile, Alachua is set to lose $148,000 in funding equal to its federal grant plus $13,000, which is equivalent to a month's salary for its school board members. By their own terms and grants, these grants encourage school districts to violate Florida law if the federal government can simply backfill or buy off school districts with federal grants. Then the state enforcement authority is neutralized, nullified, and abolished, Florida Education Commissioner said. Despite recent big wins by Governor DeSantis and the GOP-led Florida legislature, the battle between the federal government and the state of Florida over mask mandates shows no signs of slowing down. Last month, the U.S. Department of Education announced it was launching a civil rights investigation into the Sunshine State's ban on mask mandates, alleging it could harm disabled students. What the hell? Good grief. This week, the governor's office issued a statement calling the probe a fictitious civil rights investigation against Florida because of our lawful fight against an elected school boards. Florida is not the only battleground upon which an ongoing war between parents and school boards is being waged. The federal government this week signaled it would wield its law enforcement powers against parents who have turned out to school board meetings in large numbers this year to protest politically contentious school policies. It's funny because that was Merrick Garland, but I'll continue on. At the meetings, parents and community members have expressed anger and disapproval about various policies and curricular decisions made by the schools, including mandatory masking and teaching a critical race theory and racial gender ideology. On Monday, the Department of Justice published a memo by Attorney General Merrick Garland asking the FBI along with U.S. attorneys to collaborate with local officials in an effort to shut down alleged threats of violence against schools employees by upset parents. That's why, here's the thing, folks, everything has to be public information. Have your cameras if you call out these individuals. Plain and simple. And another thing, too, is a son-in-law. I've got the guy's name, dipshit's name. So I've got his name, but his daughter, okay, is a husband. Her husband actually sells this particular material to a lot of school districts around the country. There's a whole lot. So, who's benefiting from this, right? Yeah, always think about that. I remember I talked about that on a rant from the Conservative Treehouse, by the way. As noted by the Daily Wire, the memo failed to cite any specific examples of such violent threats. In recent months, there has been a disturbing spike in harassment, intimidation, and threat of school violence against the school administrators, board members, teachers, and staff who participate in the vital work of running our nation's public schools, the memo said. While spirited debate about policy matters is protected under our Constitution, the protection does not extend to threats of violence or efforts to intimidate individuals based on their views, the document continued. But if you are one of those elected servants or appointees, tell them you tearing off your mic, that's called intimidation. But that's exceptional, according to Attorney General Garland, the Council of Foreign Relations stooge himself. Another example of a bend-over Bob to the global order. Hallelujah. Ain't that beautiful, folks? In a Tuesday tweet, Governor DeSantis said he would resist the FBI's interference, saying Florida will defend free speech rights of its citizens and will not allow federal agents to squelch the dissent. Attorney General Garland has weaponized the DOJ by using the FBI to pursue concerned parents and silencing them through intimidation, DeSantis said. Well, here's the thing, my friends. Federal overreach has been very dangerous, and that's why even the Founding Fathers actually warned us on this matter, including, George Washington's farewell address. People got to start reading these things. If you don't learn from the past, folks, we're damn to repeat it. And it's interesting, too, because with the Broward school members, those couple of counties from the school board, they can be violating two things. One, Article 1, Section 1. Make it 3, excuse me. Article 1, Section 1 for the Florida Constitution. It belongs to the sides for the people. How they should run the school. Not the other way around. Article 1, Section 1. And 17, cruel and unusual punishment. And don't forget those two the resolutions that supposed to be counted in the Patriot Act, but it goes to multiple items, contradicting that. So you guys, like I said, folks, it's very hilarious. So I want to try. I think about add those to the memos on this topic. But the whole thing is, Joe Biden, Merrick Garland, sit down, shut up. We don't need you. Guys, what you think of DeSantis? He's in the right. I'll be fair. And people heard me in the past. This time I may criticize him, yeah. But this time I can't. Yes, it's okay to have differences. Doesn't mean you're going to disagree on everything. Right? It's just human nature, and it's great. But that's how I look at it. Federal overreach. And don't forget, too, Federalist Papers 46, written by James Madison. Federal government overreach has been very dangerous, and it has to stop. So I might just see what I can do. I might just add those memos to the footnotes on this article, so you can folks to actually read it for yourselves, and you can share it with others. Because here's the thing, like which I predicted before, it's going to be a 10th Amendment movement, states' rights movement. Nullification is enhancing. Okay, and I think it's great. Hey, it's like this. If they say, oh yeah, well, they did it to Trump, you can do it to Joe Biden. Doesn't matter. So those are the facts. 10th Amendment nullification. So you know what? I will give the governor props. And I digress. So sorry about that. And another thing too, folks. As far as I'm concerned, it's time to recall these people. You can do a recall vote in Florida to local servants, local elected servants. All right, that's a fact. So you can do that. All right, well, I'm going to do one more here, and this one here is pretty comical. Joe Behar urges shot for blacks as experiments on whites now done. Oh, really? It's from the World Net Daily, and it was written by Bob Unruh, excuse me. If you don't see them double heads, it's okay. I think Whoopi Goldberg said that. All right, so it says here, leftist entertainer who plays a part on ABC's The View shows it's all right for blacks to take the COVID vaccination shots now because the experiments already have done on whites. Oh, really? Have you talked to every white person within these United States of America to verify that, Ms. Bear? The Bette Midler wannabe? The race team comments come from Joy Behar, who said during a debate about how to instill enough fear into people that they would take the experimental vaccination. How do they get through to the people like the black audience, for instance, the African American community, who has been burnt in the past by these Tuskegee experiments and things coming out that have harmed them? I don't blame that community for being skittish about it. But I say that so many white people have gotten it now, the experiment has done on white people now. It tells you how articulate she really is. The Washington Examiner said the comment came as entertainer Sunny Huston, also on the same program, expressed concern over the number of Americans who are not vaccinated. She has suggested the fear solution, as only 46% of black Americans have gotten at least one shot. She recalled old ad campaigns using fear, a woman in an anti-smoking ad who spoke with a voice box, and frying egg use to discourage people from using drugs. That works. Fear works, unfortunately, Huston said. Damn. Talk about a control freak, right? Bear's Tuskegee reference was to a U.S. government experiment from decades gone by regarding syphilis and how it affected black Americans who were forced into experiments without their knowledge. Co-host Whoopi Goldberg agreed with Behar. I have to say to more people, do you see another head in the back of my head? It's still, is there a tail back there? Her conformed rhetoric. She said it's a Kuski experiment. There are countless things we can point to, but this is not one of them. This isn't one of them. And did you just say, Joy, white people? This is what I said at the beginning. White people are getting it. If you don't see them with double heads, it's okay, you know. If you don't see a tail, it's okay. Hey, this is why I don't watch The View, folks. It sucks. F's and screws, okay? It sucks and smells, in other words. It is hilarious because it was like a close to 6-minute video on this, going back and forth. It was like, oh my goodness, these folks is like trying to sell you recycled pus. Oh yeah, this is good for you. Take some. Give me a break. Can they explain this to me? All those geniuses on that so-called TV show. Can they explain to me, as of October 1st, 2001, there are 778,683 reports. This is from OpenVAERS.com. There are 16,310 deaths, 75,605 hospitalization cases, 87,814 urgent care, 121,305 doctor office visits, anaphylaxis, 7,141, Bell's palsy, 9,446. And of course, this hasn't really changed, supposedly. Miscarriages, 2,415. Heart attacks, 7,868. Myocarditis or pericarditis, which is heart inflammation, 6,812. Permanently disabled, 20,789. Thrombocytopenia or low platelet, 6,320. No, 3,620. My mistake. Sorry about that, folks. 17,619 life-threatening. Severe allergic reaction, 28,168. And 8,153 cases of shingles. So a good amount of these cases have went up. Explain that to me. To the folks on there. Whoopi Goldberg and Joy Bear and all the other yahoos in there. All those geniuses. Mind-controlled hacks. Control freaks. I wear my own pants. I don't need your advice. Bunch of hypocrisy in the air, folks. It just really gets to me. But you know what? I don't use anger. I get inspired because I'm not like them. I will never marry or date women like them. They're a distraction. That's why I say, don't watch that crap. If they say something stupid, don't get bent out of shape. Just laugh at them because they suck at what they do. They are horrible. That's why I don't have to watch. I don't have a TV in my place. Don't need it. They need us more. We need them. That's the damn truth. All right, folks, that will be it. I thank everyone for listening. Plus, feel free to download and share this with your social media network. Sorry about that. If you got any questions, comments, or send something that's interesting, check out. Whatever you do, please send your correspondence to the core. Furthermore, I'll leave the footnotes of these articles and episodes, footnotes on my speaker page. If you want to contact me, go via email, lookyylucknumber03@protonmail.com. Do a donation. You can go to paypal.me or cash.app/lookyylucknumber3. If you want to donate Life Site News and or WorldNet Daily, that'd be great. Support these individuals that are being blocked, deprived. The big techs, they hate freedom of the press. And that's the truth. Once again, thank you for your time. But always remember that demoniac resistance is healthy for the soul and can liberate humanity. Until next time, take care of yourselves. Keep on spreading the love. And may your guardian spirits be with you.